Well, hello there and welcome to another first look video. Today I'm checking out the new release from RHD Simulations, and it's their 767-300ER for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, to be honest, I'm not familiar with RHD as a development house. I know they do have another couple of aircraft around, but I haven't actually looked at any of their work prior to this. So as you can see, you get a number of libraries. They've got an in-house library and quite a few of the large airlines that operate and operated the 767. Good to see a homegrown airline in the form of Qantas, so the Pacific region is represented. So yeah, let's fire it up in Sim and have a look. I really have no idea what to expect. I understand it's based on default Microsoft Flight Simulator systems, so I'm not expecting a lot, but we'll find out. RHD simulations, as I said, don't know a lot about them. They've got an introduction video to the aircraft, and it represents it reasonably well. A few screenshots on the sim market page, and I was sufficiently intrigued to decide I'll have a look. So we'll end up seeing it.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
What it's like. Thank you. Right. Well, I don't need any of this crap. Let's just jump out. And actually I need to change my settings because all of these icons and things are just going to piss me off, so I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. Okay, well, as you can see, it's a gorgeous day in this part of the world. So let's take a look at the external model. And look, initial impressions, it actually looks pretty good. Little bit basic, but what this is €25.99, so it's about 50 New Zealand dollars. As I said, I'm not expecting a lot. This is not a study level aircraft, so no one should go into it thinking it is. But some nice use of PBR textures, and looks like there's a fully rendered interior, which I saw in the screenshot, so I know there is. They talk about it having 8K and 4K textures, so this isn't, definitely not. They do the job, but that's not 8K or 4K, so I'm not quite sure where that is meant to be. Yeah, it's pretty basic, but once again, some nice modelling and nice use of PBR and so on and so forth. But the textures are pretty basic. Very basic, actually. You know, just looking at some of the stuff underneath the wing, that's what I would expect to see in FSX, not in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, that's alright. We'll just keep looking around. So the wheels look pretty good. Some nice detail there. Looks like the spood's been around a while. Quite a bit of rust. The polygon count isn't high, so you should get good performance, as you can see. There's not a lot of smoothing there. But from a distance it's perfectly okay. But it is pretty basic. Let's just go up into the landing wheel and the landing bay and have a look. So it kind of looks like it's got wood paneling. I don't think it's meant to look like that. I think that's probably indicative of rust and stuff. But you know, there's reasonable detail in the landing gear. Once again, good use of reflection and PBR and those sorts of things, so that's good to see. So pretty basic, but as I said, this is not a study level aircraft. but I don't think that's too bad. So moving on to the engine. So just one engine type available. So it looks like they're using, there's better clarity there. So once again, it's not horrible, but there's just a little bit of texture glitching going on there. Some of the detail in there is pretty basic. So you know, it is fairly basic. It's not super detailed. I don't think they're intending it to be. I think they're looking at giving a reasonable representation of the aircraft. So there's good clarity in some of those decals that they're using. Yeah, that's the insides. We'll have a look on the inside again a little bit later on. I'm assuming this forward door opens. I think it's very much linked to default MS Flight Sim aircraft animations. So I'm sure this door here is animated. I don't believe the back one is. And you can see it's basically just lines. I could be wrong actually. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Let's just... Yeah, it looks like it is actually there. Is it? Yeah, it is. No, people lie with me. I was wrong. No, so both doors are there. And there's some quite nice detail on the inside. It's not like you spend a hell of a lot of time in the cargo hold, but we'll look at door animations a little bit later. So back to maybe to the front of the aircraft. I think the shape looks pretty good. You know, there's nothing ghastly about that. I think they've got the shape down pat pretty nicely actually. There's nothing about it that sticks out. It's like, oh my god, that's completely out of proportion. Maybe the engines a little bit. No, I think they're okay. You know, I think overall the external. I wonder if my voice can get any higher. I think overall the dimensions look pretty good. The detail looks quite nice. I'm a real stickler for this sort of close-up detail, and you know, it looks like it's actually quite well made. There's no bits sticking out of the fuselage. Time and effort looks like it has actually gone into the model. While it's relatively basic, there's nothing about it that, you know, bits of interior sticking out through the fuselage or something like that. It looks like they've done a pretty good job of getting the detail right. Those wipers look pretty good. Once again, good use of PBR and bump mapping and those sorts of things. And we'll just go down and have a look at the forward landing gear. You know, so nothing overly complex in terms of detail, but it's a pretty good representation of the aircraft. And you know, there's enough there, I think. But it's the important thing, and I think it's important with so many Microsoft Flight Simulator releases, is go into it knowing what you're getting. I don't think that nose gear is sitting quite on the ground. No, I think it's just sitting off the ground for some reason. The main gear looks fine, but the nose gear is just off the ground. Yeah, the important thing is to go into any purchase for Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons with your eyes wide open, particularly these sorts of aircraft. Make sure you understand what the developers are actually offering. No point, buying it and then bitching that it's not study level or whatever. But I think they've done a reasonably nice job with the external model. Their marketing material talks about wing flex and things like that, so we'll certainly have a look at that soon enough. Yeah, there's a few nice texture features, bit of weathering there. Presuming that's the beacon. For a second I thought that was floating as well, but it's not. I'd have to check and see about that door. It looks a little bit small, but I'd have to check. So no, I look overall, I think the external model, it does the job. It's nothing super flash, but it looks like it'll be a good performer simply because the polygon count won't be massive. It's certainly not up to the visual fidelity of Captain Sim, which is really what it's going to be compared to. But I think they've done a reasonably good job. But as I said, any purchase you need to come into it with your eyes well and truly open. Alright, well let's jump into the cockpit and get a bit of power. So as I said, my understanding is it's based on just standard MS Flight Sim gauges and all of those sorts of things, but just having a quick look around it actually looks quite nicely done. Crisp and clear. So let's just see if we can there's some nice sounds. So we'll start the APU. Let's have a look outside and see what happens. Ah yes, there we go. So it's got APU sounds. Let's just see if there are effects. Now once again I would have to check to see if the default sounds. I think they are actually. And it doesn't look like it's got the effects there. No, it doesn't look like it has. So there's no exhaust effect on the APU. But it's okay. So some of the switches don't work, so they don't work. What do we got here? So that only goes to nav, so it's not going to align, so it's going to be instant. Yaw damper doesn't do anything. So this is the thing with default systems. Once again, know what you're getting into. Let's see what else here actually works and what doesn't. Nope. Yep, window heat does, but it's one click turns them all off. Cargo, yep, so all three of those work independently. None of this stuff works. But you can change the temperature, but these don't work. That's just set. So yeah, cold, warm temperature. That doesn't work. That's just set as it is. Doesn't work. So yep. So you can actually switch those on and off. What about the anti-ice? Yep, so that turns on and off. These lights work, which you'd kind of hope they would. Logo works, doesn't work, yep, that works. That doesn't, that does. These all work. I think it's all using default sounds. Doesn't work. I'll change the time of day soon and we'll just check out the lighting. So yeah, it's a mixed bag, but because it's based on default, then if it doesn't work in the default, it's not going to work here either. So any of this stuff, no, none of this stuff works. So from a modeling perspective, it looks quite nice. They certainly captured it reasonably well. I think there's a quality, there's just something about it that I can't quite put my finger on. In general, it looks pretty good. Yep, so doors open and there's the passenger deck. So look, overall I think that the modelling has been done pretty well. I know there's lots of animations. And so these can all be moved back, which is quite cool. And it's got sounds. Once again, I think they'll probably default. The side window opens. Do I have to... How do I move it? Do I have to... No, it doesn't want to do it. Okay, that's alright. What am I doing? I must be doing something wrong, surely. Can I... No, you don't want to open? No, okay, I'll try you. I must be doing something wrong because I'm sure it opens. And look, to be honest, I haven't looked at the manual at all, so I haven't even looked to see if there is a manual actually. Hold on, let me do that right now. So no, it doesn't appear there is actually a manual, which is a little bit frustrating because it would be good to know where to press and where not to press and those sorts of things. Because I know that this window opens because I've seen it in the promotional video, but bugger me if I can figure it out. But such is life, I guess. I will figure that out later. And I have confirmed that the sounds are a combination of the default 747 800, and it sounds like, well, it seems like there are a few built specifically for the aircraft. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is we're going to change our time of day, just because I would like to see some of the lighting. And we'll see what we can actually adjust and what we're stuck with. So I'm not going to worry about any of that stuff for now. Okay, yep, got that. That's that, so yeah, that's all good. Not sure what the hell. Okay, so that's down here. Yep. Let's see if I can still do it from back here. And it's the integrated lights, I think. Okay, and there's the spotlight there. Very good. Let's try the lights. Yep, so they were working outside. So that's on. Let's just turn all this stuff on and go out and have a look. You as well. Yep, certainly lighting up everything out there. So that looks good. Yeah, bit of a light splash there. The lights aren't too overbearing, which is quite refreshing, to be honest. what I'm going to do is we're just going to turn it around. And we'll move you out of the terminal lights. Oh, does it think I'm... It does. Oh, well, that's annoying. Very annoying. It's alright. That'll teach me, I guess. Alright. Okay. Auto, yep. Start. Okay. Back to where we were again. Can't use external power, so it's running off. So that's quite nice. Little clear plastic covers. Nice to see they're animated. Not animated, but it looks like I can press the buttons. Alright, I think we're back in business again. Yep, good. Okay, let's go back to our early morning. There we go, okay. That's what I was wanting to have a look at, just how bright those lights are. And that looks reasonable. I think the Captain Sim ones were probably a little bit brighter. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, it's just an observation. So I'm not quite sure if the back of the wings would actually pick up that beacon light the way it does. If, given the beacon is so far forward, you'd think that it would also splash across the engines as well. So that doesn't seem quite right, unless it's picking it up from underneath, which shouldn't happen at all. So yeah, it looks to me like, yeah, you can see there's the beacon at the front and it's flashing in the middle of the wing, so that's not quite right. I think that's quite funny. I shouldn't really laugh. I don't see any nav lights and I don't see any strobe lights, so let's go back and make sure I didn't fuck something up. No, I turned everything on, so it doesn't look like it's got navs. So that's obviously not right. Yep. Unless they're super tiny and I've completely missed them. No, it doesn't look like it, and no strobes. Oh, well, there is a nav light there. It's just hidden away in the model somewhere. Because I'm sure I just saw a glow. Yeah, there. So there's that little light in there, super tiny, and there is a green light somewhere in there. Let's see if we can go into the wing. Yeah, there's definitely a light in there, it's just not showing in the model. Let's go through the other side. Yeah, so it just looks like there might be a placement issue. These wings are, yeah, they're shaking as well for some reason. I don't know what that's about. That doesn't seem quite right either. Did I see I think there's a strobe. See that white flash? So once again, I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, so we got a little white light here, but yeah, there's definitely a strobe coming from somewhere. So it just looks like there's an issue with where navigation and strobe lights are placed. because as you can see there's no light splash for the nav lights or the strobes. Let me just turn all the lights off again, turn them back on. So yeah, you can definitely see the white light down here, but no nav lights. Oh look, see, there we go, there is a little bit of light splash. Now, so, yes, so there's a faint red light splash there, and there's definitely a strobe light splash. Problem is the effects themselves are embedded in the winglet somewhere. Oh, there we go. Yep. So there's the strobe, there's the nav. The problem is that they're not in a position on the wing where you can actually see them, but they are casting a bit of a glow on the ground. So that's clearly a bug. It's got wing lights, but there doesn't appear to be oh, there it is. Yep, so there it is. So there is a wing light in the fuselage. It's just not that obvious. You've got to be on the angle for it to show. So that's alright. Okay. Yeah, well, apart from the nav and strobe lights, that looks reasonably okay. Another observation as well is no pilots visible in the external model. Now I will check my settings just in case I've buggered something up, but the last aircraft I loaded had them, so I'm assuming that I haven't, but it wouldn't be the first time. So it looks like a bit of light bleed coming through. Maybe that's right. It might be right. Yep, okay. Yep, well, could be worse. Not too bad. Not too bad. If they can fix those strobe lights and nav lights, it'll be a lot better, I think. Okay. So, turn down. Oh. So I think most of this lighting in the cockpit is reasonable. You know, it does the job. It's not super flash, but it certainly does the job. I think it looks, looks reasonable enough. It's not ugly or anything, and it's all controllable, so lots of it's independent, which is really nice to see. Yeah, I'll keep those militarily up. So that's always good to see. Plenty of it's not all just integrated. You turn one thing off and then the whole thing turns off, so you can set it up the way you like it. I think that's quite good. So that's the map light, so that's that little one up there. So I've got that on full. That's alright. Yeah, and I think the lighting actually looks quite good. Okay, let's so why isn't there any lighting in the view? Okay. We'll just get a little bit more lights. Okay. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of the systems now and just see where we're at. So we'll get to this time of day. So let's start off with the FMC. So at least it's showing that it's the 767-300. It's not showing the 747, unlike another 767 that we all know. So where am I? I am at LXGB. LXGB. I don't believe there's any SimBrief integration or anything like that. But once again, I'll have to check on that as well. I'm not expecting that to do anything at all. Right, performance net, so cost index 25, reserves 5, cruise altitude 380, cost index 25, yep, exact. So let's go up here and look at thrust limits, takeoff. So flaps, we'll set flaps 15. Okay, we'll try flaps 5. Okay. Okay, I'm not quite sure what I need to do there. So flaps. That's a little bit weird. No, okay. I'll come back to that, I guess. Takeoff, yep, index. Index, takeoff. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. 505? Nope. I have no idea what's going on there. Alright, anyway, LGXB departure, I'm not sure where we're departing from. Let's have a look. Where's the wind? Have we got a windsock? Did we not have a windsock? Or am I just blind? I put my money on me being blind and there being no windsock. On that basis, I think we're just going to depart from runway 27. Runway 27 it will be. So let me let's just get the chair back up again because it's too far away and it's freaking me out. Okay. Right. So runway 27. No or stars that I can select. No, okay. And arrival, we'll say ILS 27 left. We'll go with that star. Exec route. Nope, not gonna let me do any of that stuff. Nope. 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 I don't know what I just did, but so we got legs. Okay, well let's just step through that. So obviously it's using all the default systems, so you're not going to get too upset by it. It's okay, that's all good. We have next page. So yeah, it's all obviously default, so that's fine. Once again, it's a matter of knowing what you're getting, eh? If you think you're going to get study level, then you're going to be sadly disappointed. But it does the job. I'm personally not overly, concerned about it. Because once again, it's about understanding what you're getting. Okay, so, yep. All the things you'd expect to work. So, personally, I don't think you can complain about that too much. Okay, so let's fire her up, and yes, see that it actually does what we think it's going to do. Alright, ground. Oh shit, that's not quite right. Okay. So these would be the dedicated sounds, primarily. Oh, well, it doesn't. It changes a little bit, I guess. Yep. So it's. Well, the sounds aren't going to sort of going to overly excite. They're adequate, but it's not quite what you'd expect to see from a modern Microsoft Flight Simulator add-on, and they certainly sort of promoted it that way. So that sort of sounds a little bit weird when you turn the engines on, but it is good that they are actual engine sounds as opposed to default, so that's a good thing. And it's that classic sort of whiny hum of startup. So we should be able to turn these on. So the displays are nice and crisp and clear. That doesn't work. So we want Hue maximum. So I'm going to set flaps 15, even though I can't actually set that. Let's have a look at the animation. So that's adequate. Does the job, and it's quite nice, not doing anything weird or obscure, so it looks quite good. Basic, but it does the job. I'm not at all excited by the sounds. It doesn't sound right to me at all. Yeah, something going on with the sounds that aren't quite right. They sound quite good in the VC, but on the outside of the aircraft it's a little bit meh, I think. So yeah, once again, don't expect a huge amount from it. Is there anything up here that I can actually? None of that works. Okay. So we can turn off the APU. Yeah, those engine sounds externally have got a lot to be desired. But I must say that I think they've done a pretty good job with the VC. Some nice detail in here. It's, you know, it's not up to the same standard as other aircraft, but you're not paying what you would for another aircraft. And overall, I think they've done a nice job. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to tolerate those sounds for though, but hey, that's another story altogether. Alright, so we're going to taxi. Doesn't do anything. Alright. So we should have our taxi light on. Yep. We've already turned on our seat belts and all that sort of stuff. Let me find it. God. Here we go. Yep, so that's on. So that's on. So yeah, we're good to go in that space. We'll just come over here and have a look. Let's see what cameras we've got. So there's some nice reflections, and it's nice and crisp and clear, and that's good. I like that. So these are all just the default cameras. Right. So that's okay. I can't change anything with that. We don't want to do that. We want that on, so that looks good. We'll put it right up to our cruising altitude. For me, one of the tests is how easily and quickly you can adjust the altitude, and that actually works really well. So LNAV, VNAV on. We want that to be set at 270 because that's the direction of the runway. We don't need to worry about vertical speed because we'll go with VNAV and LNAV. We'll see how that goes. Once again, I'm not expecting a hell of a lot, but we'll take it as it is. All right, let's give her a crack, Nige. We're away. Yeah, those sounds don't do anything for me at all. I'm sorry. That's okay. Be interesting to see how it goes on the takeoff roll. Clock doesn't work. It's a little bit yeah, it's a little bit yeah, that forward nose wheel sort of a little bit all over the place. Okay, I'm really just wanting to look at the animations for the control surfaces and things. Yeah, so that nose wheel's really going crazy, but that's okay. We'll just alright, so let's have a look at the control surface animations. So obviously I can't continue to taxi the way I am. I just wanted to have a look at the stuff first. the job. Nothing too exciting, but that's okay. They don't have to be anything too exciting. Alright, let's... So I'm just going to do a circuit basically. I'm not going to try anything fancy. And of course I should have turned right earlier, but hey, it's alright. Smashing all the taxiway lights and runway lights. Alright, so we want to turn everything on. I think we've got everything on. Yep. Alright, let's see how this baby goes. She feels quite heavy to manoeuvre, which is quite nice. Quite frankly, is exactly what you'd expect. Alright, so I think... No. Okay, we're going to just hold... Oh, looks like we've got something character missing there. 0, yep. Yeah, the 0's missing. Oh dear. Yeah. Alright, we'll set our vertical speed at 2,500. We will leave our our speed at 200. Auto throttle sets. I would expect that traffic to bugger off, so let's crank her up. Oh, those sounds, aren't they? Oh dear, those sounds are really bad. So I don't think that traffic should be there. Okay, so we're going to rotate really quickly. Okay, well we're off. Oh shit, I think we're off. It's a little bit... Oh, bloody hell, it's not ideal. That sound is bloody terrible, to be honest. Alright, where are we at with our vertical speed? So it's maintaining a heading. It's not maintaining vertical speeds. But it is maintaining speed. So it's struggling in that department. We will increase our speed to 250. Yeah, those sounds really are bad. It's struggling to pick up on vertical speed, so we're just going to have to do it for it. That could in part be the mode in which I'm flying, of course. So it doesn't seem to want to maintain. A heading. Once again, it could be user error. I'm not suggesting that. Okay, do you want to turn? Do you want to turn? Okay, well now it wants to track my flight plan, so that's a good thing. So VNav and LNav are working, so we should be able to ignore that. So let's just stick with the VNav. Let's have a look at the outside. Well, it certainly performs well. And, we're climbing like a demon. Whether it's realistically going to be able to capture. So let's go in here and just see what we can do. I hope it's not going to head back to the airport. No. Alright. What we're going to do is I'm going to just reduce this. Okay, it's not letting me do anything now. Okay, let's just go to manual control. Alright. And we're just going to do a manual approach and landing. So obviously we're far too high. Let's just try the speed brakes. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to come over here, sweetheart. No, I don't want you to do that. I would like you to come with me. And that's a bit frustrating. I can't use the speed brakes. So it could just be my position in the cockpit, of course. It doesn't appear to want to move. No, so it's now it's now set. Okay, it's alright. I'm sure we can sort that out. Well, no, I'm fairly confident I can't sort that out actually. But okay. It's weird that I can't adjust that. Oh, there we go. See, it was me. Nothing to do with the aircraft. Alright, so we'll turn you on. Okay, that's as low as I can go. I haven't actually got my spoilers set to a key, so I can't fuck around with that. Unfortunately. So where are we doing for altitude? 8,000. Manual flying is quite nice to handle. She feels heavy. She responds well without being sort of crazy. It's kind of like, I've never flown a 767, have absolutely no idea, but it feels kind of right. You'd expect it to be, have that heavy feeling, and it's got that, which is good. Jesus, I'm fast. 350 knots almost. That's not good. I need to drop speed really fast. We'll be right. I just need to... That's where the speed brake would be really useful, but I cannot get it to move anywhere. It is a little bit annoying. So we're getting our speed down now, which is good, but it's okay, we'll drop our landing gear. No, it's not going to let me drop my landing gear. Going too fast? Yes, I am. No wonder. Alright, you can go back up. I really need to be able to use those speed brakes. And I can't! A little bit frustrating. I don't want to keep gaining altitude either. I need to lose more speed. Engines are very much at idle. So gear, we're now below 250, so let's try again. No, still no landing gear. Okay, so either I fucked it when I took off, which is a distinct possibility, or I'm still simply too fast. But I wouldn't have thought that was the case. Let's see if we can drop some flap. I'm too fast for that as well. So are we actually dropping flap? I'm not sure. We're dropping flap. Yeah, yes we are. Good. Alright. Okay, well, landing gear now would be a really good time. I had this issue with the Antonov the other night where I dropped my gear, but it didn't drop, and the same thing's happening. So I think I've got something. I think I've got a bigger problem here. I definitely have got a bigger problem, which I'm going to have to sort out. Because if I ain't got no landing gear, then I'm pretty much fucked. We are way too high and we are way too fast. And this is not going to go well. So we'll drop all of our flaps. But I'm way too fast. So we need to... No, what the hell are you doing? Piss off. Jesus Christ. Like full thrust is exactly what I fucking needed. Okay, there we go. So we're now dropping speed. Oh look, and my gear came down. Thank God for that. So clearly I was just too fast. Oop, and that's not changing anytime soon. Okay. Alright, so we'll just... Now I'm too slow. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to give it a bit more power, which I really wasn't expecting to do. So what I'm going to do is... come on. No, I don't want you to do that. Okay. to say I've never been particularly good with the default MS flight sim aircraft, particularly the heavies. A, I'm not a good enough pilot, and B, I really struggle with the way they operate. I need a little bit more systems depth. I just have a sense that I'm kind of out of control here. Anyway, where are we? We're not that far away. So alright, so let's so yeah, this isn't a particularly good example. And I'm a little bit slow. So the handling is kind of average. I'm fully configured to land now, and it's sort of pretty average. Yeah, those sounds need a lot of work. Or it's just the limitation of the aircraft, so you just have to put up with it basically, I guess. I think this would be good for people who are just looking for a fairly simple rendition of the 767. I have to wonder though whether or not from a fidelity perspective if people would not be better off with the Captain Sim model. I never thought I'd actually say that, but I'm not sure you're getting a whole lot more for your money with this one. So yeah, I think you need to weigh them both up because they're both based on default systems. You know you're getting a higher fidelity model with the Captain Sim version. Oh god, this is going to be a dog's breakfast of a landing, isn't it? Yeah, so I would just weigh them both up. I'm not sure if this one has, you know, particularly more pros than the Captain Sim model. The Captain Sim, as I said, is certainly prettier. Oh, let's see. Oops, I think I bounced. So there's the animations on landing. Nope, but no flaps, and I'm reversing. Okay, well we know the reverses work, which is good. Probably somewhat unrealistically though. Anyway, yes, interesting add-on. As I said, I did not have any expectations going into this. Yeah, I think I really think it's a toss-up between this and Captain Sim. You really need to think about what you're looking for. If you're looking for a 767, we know sort of more high fidelity, more stronger system-based aircraft are coming. This will probably scratch an itch if you've got an itch you want to scratch. But yeah, you know, if you've got friends who've got the Captain Sim and you're interested, try and check it out. Look at lots of videos. I did sort of a first look video of the Captain Sim one as well. Look, this is okay. I bought it so I could actually do this video. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. And yeah, it does the job, but it's not going to satisfy people who are looking for more in-depth experience with the 767. Currently that doesn't exist. Now, having said that, the Captain Sim 767 with the mod is a slightly different story. So that is an advantage for the Captain Sim aircraft. You're potentially not going to get that for this unless someone does some of that work, or the developer does a whole lot of additional work on the aircraft. And who knows, I'm sure they'll fix some of the bugs that we talked about earlier with the nav lights and strobes and things like that. Ideally there'd be much better sounds available for it, because they really are not good. But the model itself is pretty nice. This is the Gabriel. I thought traffic was meant to stop. So the model's pretty nice inside and out. It's relatively basic, but once again it's a matter of understanding what you're getting with the add-on. So no surprises. It flies, it's probably not that great, but I wonder how much of it's me and how much of it's the aircraft. The flight model seems a little bit wonky to me. It doesn't sort of feel rock solid, you know. It feels like I could fuck it up pretty easy at any stage. And I tend to do that quite a bit, to be fair. So yeah, you know, you can see what you're getting with this basically. No real surprises. So there we go. I should have started the APU a long time ago. We'll get rid of the whites, do another quick look on the outside while I'm waiting for the APU to start, and my flaps are still down. There we go. I'm such a shoddy pilot. Yeah, not having pilots sitting in the cockpit is a little bit of a disappointment. What are you doing, flaps? Oh yeah, they're slowly going up. I'm just being impatient. And yeah, look, the sounds, as I said several times now, are pretty disappointing. God, they're slow, those flaps. I'm not saying it's not lifelike, it's just bloody slow. But I think all the animations are pretty good, you know, they're functional. As I said, some of the modelling is somewhat basic, but we expect that. And it's not promoted as being anything different. So anyway, that's it really. So that's the first look. I don't know if it was a particularly good first look in terms of being representative of all the features of the aircraft. It's like, it'd be nice to know how to open the windows. So some kind of instructions would be good. I can't find any. Yeah, and the sounds, as I think I've indicated several times now, need one of the letdowns of the add-on. So yeah, okay, well I hope that was of some use, and yeah, we'll see you next time.